We are looking at the Zorin OS 16.3 Core Edition. I already made the 16.3 Lite Edition in the previous video. So if you want to check that out, you can check that out after watching this video. So here is the boot menu of a Zorin OS 16.3 Core Edition. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot. So it's going to take like a 30 to 40 seconds to load up the desktop layout, because that's the usual timing or common timing in my laptop. It's going to take that much of time if it's a stable ISO file. And I forgot to mention that I'm running it on a VMware, which is a virtualization with the 80 GB of hard disk, 4 GB of RAM, and with the 2 processors. So it's always a good option to boot it in a live boot, because it's going to save our PC. If we have like a bugs or something like that, it's going to ruin our PC if we choose the. So let's skip this part by clicking on Ctrl C. So again, that's a good option to boot it in a live boot, because it's going to save the PC from bugs and all the things. If you have like a stable ISO file, we can go through all the things. If you have like a beta version or a development version, it's going to be having some bugs. So it's always a good option, even it's a stable version, development version, beta version, whatever the ISO file it is, it's always a live boot. So after you're satisfied with like a 2 to 3 hours of use in the live boot, go with the installation. If you find any bugs or errors, it's always a good option to stay out of that ISO file and wait for the point updates, because the developers should be releasing the point updates if they find there is some bugs or something like that. So it took like a 40 to 45 seconds, and here is our welcome screen. It's not a welcome screen, just a wallpaper. In order to boot, in order to get the welcome screen, again we need to wait for a few more seconds here, and we should be getting like a Ubuntu options like a try Zorin OS or install the Zorin OS. That's the option you get. So again, it's based on Ubuntu. I'm going to go to their official website. I'm going to show you everything like the downloading process, what's new in the 16.3, and installation features, everything. I'm going to cover everything in this video. So again, I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. So after watching this video, you can go check out the Zorin OS Lite version or a Lite edition, and the education version or the education edition 16.3 Zorin OS will be available tomorrow, because I'll be posting 2 videos. There is already 2 videos right now, Zorin Lite and the core edition. Wait for the education edition for tomorrow. So again, it is taking a lot of time. Usually it will take this much of time if we are running Ubuntu based or Ubuntu Linux distro. So when in the so that's the sound of a Zorin OS. It's not from any other thing. It's just a Zorin OS sound or a welcome screen sound. So here are both the options. If you want to try Zorin OS or install, it's always a good option to go with the Zorin OS trying, like a try Zorin OS. Choose your language here. There are plenty of languages available. I'm choosing the try Zorin OS in the English edition. Let's click on this option. So other options are available right here, or other features. You already know that. And here is the date and time. Let's click on try Zorin OS. It's going to take a few seconds, and we should be having like a desktop layout loaded completely. Maybe like a 10 to 15 seconds, I guess, max. Here we have the mouse pointer. I'm not going to speed up the video frame anything. I'm going to keep the raw video, so you can get the exact timings of how much time it will take to boot up. So here is our welcome screen or the desktop layout. We already completed the welcome screen. So this is a desktop layout. Let me change the display resolution first by going to settings. Before that, let's check the task manager. Let's open the I think it should be in the system, it should be in the utilities. Here is the system monitor. So right now this is the system monitor, 1.5 GB in the RAM, CPUs here, and the process running right now are here. I showed everything. So let's change the display settings first, not the software settings. I accidentally clicked the software manager or app store. Let me close this thing because we don't need right now. Displays. My monitor is 1920 into 1080, 16:9 ratio. Let's click on apply. Keep changes. And in the light edition you get the XFCE desktop environment, and in the core edition you will be getting the GNOME desktop environment. And if you can't see this text or font size, you can change the scaling up to 200%, or you can change the fractional scaling. You should be getting like a 150%, 125%, as you can see here. So it's clearly up to you to choose this option. Right now I'm good with the 100%. So let's go to the about section. Here is the complete information of a Zorin OS. Let's close this thing. Let's get back to the system monitor. These are all the processes running right now. We didn't run anything, just accidentally opened the software manager, no problem. Right now the CPUs and the RAM, here it is, 2 GB of RAM. CPUs are almost 70 to 80%. In the light edition, even if you have like a XFCE desktop environment, the graph of the CPU wasn't stable. It was a high peak or a low peak. There was no stable graph in the CPU in the light edition. So here it is. The same thing is happening in the core edition also. So let's put the system monitor aside. I'm going to put it aside entire video, so you should be having an idea of how much of resources it consumes after running all the things. So it's a bit of lag in the task manager while running the task manager. It's not that major lag, it's a bit of minor lags here and there, occasionally, not constantly. So let's go to the website first and check the website of Zorin OS and see what are new features and new things in the 16.3 core edition. So there is no low or the low graph in the CPU, as you can see. It's almost like a 90%, more than 90% for some reason, I don't know. And the CPU is also not the CPU, RAM is almost 2.5 GB for some reason. That's pretty weird. And in the Firefox web browser you get a Zorin OS search engine as a default. The version is 115.0.2. This was the same version in the light edition also. So if you want, you can just click like that, or let's type in the search term, which is Zorin OS. You need to just type in the Zorin OS in your search engine or a browser. Change to English. I'm using a VPN, so that's the reason it's asking me. So this is the official website, and this is the URL. You can just type in the URL to get to the website. So in order to download, here is the download options. In order to get what's new, click on the Zorin OS 16.3, or you can just go to the blog of a Zorin OS, and here it is. You don't have that of major updates or anything like that, just a few updates because I read it in the light edition while making the light edition. So let's pull it down. So these are all the new things in this Zorin OS 16.3. So there is a new upgrader which I already mentioned in my channel in a few days ago in the community page. So if you want every latest information of the Linux, just go into my community page. There will be everything available right here there, like packages, Linux new releases, and some new things like news announcement. All the things will be there in the community section of my channel. So this is a new upgrader tool. It's available in the pro version, and here is the Zorin Connect and the latest LibreOffice. You should be getting like a 7.5.5.2 because I made a light edition, so that's the reason I know that. And we have like a new apps, latest version of the favorite apps. They're saying better security and compatibility. It's based on like a ubuntu 22.04 LTS long-term support and some NVIDIA components. So that includes support for the newer components like NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070, 4060 Ti and 4060. So the patches, security patches until April 2025. So that's the new features or new things available in the 16.3 of Zorin OS. So you need to, if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade by going to read these things in their website. If you are using a Zorin OS 16, then just by installing the latest updates from the software updater. So if you are using like a Zorin OS 15, you can perform like a upgrader to Zorin OS 16.3 without erasing. So you need to click on this thing to get all the information, like backup your data, install latest software, all the things. I'm not going to go through all the things because I already done in the light edition, so I'm not going to go through all these things. So this is the upgrading process, and this is the new downloading thing. Just click on download Zorin OS 16.3, or you can go through like here. The education edition will be available tomorrow because I already made the light edition and core edition today. So you need to wait for the education for tomorrow. So if you want the pro version, you can buy this thing. I already made the pro version video in the previous in my channel. There is already available in the 16.2, I think 16.2 or 16.1 pro edition version. I already made that video in my channel. Just type in Zorin OS Pro in my channel and the video will be available there. So here is the core version, here is the light edition. So these are all the comparison of the editions. So in order to download the light edition, go with this option. In order to download the core edition, just click on download free. If you want news and all the things from the Zorin OS, just give your link, give your email, and they will send you the newsletter, all the things. You just need to click on skip to download. It's going to directly take you to the download without email or anything like that. So that's the thing I made. I didn't give any email or anything like that because I don't want to. That's not the reason, because I like this Linux distro. There's nothing hate for this Linux distro. The main thing is like they made to buy the pro version just for the desktop layout and some themes. That's the only problem. I don't hate any Zorin OS Linux distro. Most of the time for my viewers, I recommended this Linux distro. Here is the download. So again, this is not a sponsored video or anything like that. It's just my opinion. I really like the Zorin OS because of the look, and it's a bit stable. So that's the reason I choose the Zorin OS. If I'm going to recommend over the Deepin OS, I'm going to clearly recommend this Linux distro because I really hate the Deepin Linux distro. It's my personal opinion and it's clearly up to me. It's clearly up to you. If you love it, I don't have any problem. I don't have any hate for you. It's your opinion and it's my opinion. I really going to recommend the Zorin OS over the Deepin Linux because it is a stable version. Zorin OS is a stable version, and it's for like when you look the Zorin OS, it's clearly eye pleasing. So that's the reason. There's nothing some racist thing or some country thing. All the things, that's all not in my channel. It's clearly my opinion because, you know, let's close this thing. So this is the CPU and RAM. I think we need to go to the terminal and type in some commands and get the distro information. Let's open the terminal. About, here is the version of the terminal. Again, people will be defending like we love deep in Linux. Most of my viewers don't really like deep in Linux, but some people love to take their side. I don't have any problem. Again, I'm going to say that I'm not a racist or not a like a hate against any countries. It's not going to be happening in my channel because my channel is clearly you can say anything in my channel. There is nothing racist or any freaking thing in my channel. I'm not going to fight for that thing. So my channel is clearly pure of opinions. You can clearly post your comments or your opinion in my comment section. I don't have any problem. If you like the deep in Linux, it's clearly up to you. I really hate that. It's my opinion. So that's it. Let's get back to the video. There's a lot of talking there and wasting of time. Let's type in inxi for the some of the information. We need to type in the we need to install the inxi first, because inxi is not pre-installed in the core edition. In the light edition it was pre-installed. For some reason it's not in the core edition. No problem, let's try to install it. Click on Y to install. It's going to take like a 30 to 40 seconds. I think we even installed in the light edition also. I think it's not pre-installed in the light edition also, I think. So it's going to take a few seconds and it's installed. Let's type in command now, which is inxi. Let's type in another command, which is inxi-b, small b. I'm not going to read everything because it's going to take ages already. It's almost like a 10 minutes video. And it will be, after completing it will be like a 20 minutes video. So that's the reason I'm going to skip everything. If you want to read everything, just pause the video and read everything. So let's type in another command, which is inxi-G. Let's type in another command, which is cat:/etc/issue Zorin OS 16.3. neofetch. Let's try to install neofetch. Neofetch is not pre-installed, so let's try to install neofetch by typing the command, which is sudo apt install neofetch. It's going to take like a 20 to 30 seconds. You need to type Y, which is yes. After 20 to 30 seconds, you should be seeing like a neofetch. I'm not going to speed or trim anything in the video, so you should be getting the exact numbers for timing. 97%. Here it is. Let's type in neofetch now. Complete information of neofetch is here. So let's type in another command, which is same as the above but in a longer form, which is inxi-sv8. This is the command which will grab every information of the distro. So this is a good command which was recommended by my viewer. Thanks for him. I don't really remember his name because it's been like 2 to 3 months. Sorry for that. So let's type in hstop now. I already thanked him in the next video after he commented that, so no problem. Let's type in sudo apt install hstop. I typed it wrong, so let's type in again sudo apt install hstop. 20 to 30 seconds or maximum like a 12 to 20 seconds, and we should be having hstop here. Hstop. So here is the hstop. Let's check the version of the terminal and close sync. Close terminal. Now let's installation process. I'm not going to install this Zorin OS core edition. I'm just going to show you the process, that's it, because I don't want to. And installer is taking a few seconds here. No problem, let's wait. Keep an eye on this RAM. That's loud, really loud. That's a sound from the Zorin OS, not from my PC. It's from my PC, but it's not from the, you know. It's from the Zorin OS installation or the installer. So after opening the installer, you need to choose the language. There are plenty of languages available here. I'm choosing the English and click on continue. You can choose any language, clearly up to you. And here is the keyboard layout. Choose your keyboard layout. There are plenty of options available. I'm choosing the English United States on the both the side. I'm choosing this option. There are other options in the United States English, like a Norman, Macintosh, all these things. So if you want to test your keyboard, you can test here, or you can detect your keyboard layout. Click on continue after choosing everything. And here is the options of updates and other software. By default, it's like both the checked options here. This is a good option, which is the download updates while installing Zorin OS. I'm going to keep that tick mark. Install third-party softwares for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. So this is both the good options because it's going to save time in the newer updates. And this is the option which will help in like a Wi-Fi and like a media formats while playing videos, all the things. That's the reason. So if you ask me, I'm going to keep this both the options and don't participate in the census. I'm going to do that also. It's clearly up to you. If you want to participate, you can participate. I'm not going to do that. So that's the reason I'm not participating in the census. Click on continue. It's going to do the like preparing Ubuntu drivers. So that's the reason it should take like a 30 to 40 seconds. In my laptop, all the timings which are said is in my laptop. It's clearly different in your laptop or in your PC. Some people like a two or three people said like it should be different in our PC. Yeah, it will be because we have like a different PC. That's the reason it will be different. You need to understand that, not to like make a big opinion or a big reason for that thing. So let's get back to the video. A lot of editing things will be happening, no problem. Let's go to the installation type, like erase disk and install Zorin OS and something else. These are the options like erase disk and install Zorin OS. This option will delete the current operating system and it's going to install the Zorin OS 16.3 in your hard disk. If you choose this in your main PC, it's going to delete that. If you choose in the VMware or VirtualBox like a virtual disk, it's going to be nothing happening in the virtual disk. You already know. So be careful while choosing this option. Something else like you will be having like a dual operating systems option, like a dual boot. You need to create a partition for that. So these are the options for that. Advanced features, you can customize like encryption, all these things. So I'm not going to go through all this thing. So after clicking on install now, it's going to take like a 5 to 10 minutes. Clearly depends on your PC. If you have like a stabilizer file and if you have a good NPC, it should be very quick in installation. So that's the installation process. Quit it. So it's almost 2.3 GB. I think we covered almost everything, just some desktop features and opening like a bunch of apps and see whether it crashes or not. That's the only thing left right now. So let's check out all the desktop features like a date and time, power options, internet connection, volume, language, panels, Zorin OS appearance. So you have like a 4 options in the core edition. In order to get everything, you need to buy the pro version, which is almost like a $40. So it's clearly up to you to buy it or not. I already purchased that. I already made the pro edition versions. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out in my channel. There are already videos of the pro version. So these are all the customization things you can customize. So let's get back to the wallpapers. Let's check the wallpapers. So there is nothing new wallpapers available in the Zorin OS. So let's get to all the settings right now. So this is the complete information, date and time. Again, same everything like a GNOME desktop environment, because every GNOME desktop environment or Every Linux distro which has GNOME desktop environment will be having same options. There is nothing different here. So these are all the things like a region and language, color, removable disk, printers, keyboard layout, mouse and touchpad. Let's keep it natural scrolling. You can change the mouse acceleration, mouse speed, displays, power, sharing online accounts. You can add your accounts here. Privacy, location service, always turn it off. Thunderbolt, file history, screen lock, applications, search, notifications, background. Here are all the wallpapers. In every edition you will get the same wallpaper, so nothing different here. Let's keep the Los Angeles wallpaper because I love the skyscrapers of Los Angeles. Network. So these are all the settings. So beautiful city Los Angeles. To the activity or a workspace, you can call it anything you want. We just left with the some apps. Let's open like a 10 to 12 apps and let's see how good the GNOME desktop environment will handle of a Zorin OS 16.3. The XFC was a champ in taking every apps. Like we opened like a 13 to 15 apps in the light edition of a Zorin OS, which has a XFC desktop environment. The RAM went almost like a 3.5 GB of a 4 GB of RAM, and the CPU was around like a 60 to 70%. You can watch my video if you want. So let's open like a few apps here, like a file manager. Let's open the internet browser, software manager. Under the accessories, let's open the text editor also. Games, we don't need games. Under the graphics, let's open GIMP and also LibreOffice. Let's even open the image viewer. Under the internet, we don't have a Thunderbird. We had the Thunderbird in the light edition, no problem. Let's keep it at Office. We already opened the LibreOffice drawer, no need to open anything here. And under the sound and audio or video, let's open the media player. Even open Rhythm Box. Under system tools, just some basic things. I think we have like a software updater. Let's open that too. What we left here is I think that's it. Let's open Zorin Connect. Utilities, disk usage analyzer. And document scanner. I think we are good. Let's wait to open like some apps are not open. So let's wait for a few seconds and we should be opened with all the apps. Let's keep an eye on the CPU and RAM. As you can see, it's almost like a 3.5 GB, same as the light edition. And CPU is going down. That's pretty weird. When we didn't open any apps, it was almost like a 98-100%, but we opened like a bunch of apps and the CPU went down. Pretty weird. Clearly up to you to choose it or not. There is no hate against the Zorin OS because I like the Zorin OS, no problem with that. So it's clearly up to you to use this Linux distro or not. So if you want to ask the question which is already asked by a lot of viewers from like a Deepin OS or Zorin OS, I'm clearly going the answer. It's always the Zorin OS against or the over this Deepin Linux. Because in my point of view, Zorin OS looks pretty good. It's stable, there is no lag. It's never a problem with the Zorin OS. because a lot of times when I use the Deepin Linux, there's a lot of issues, lot of problems. I never installed. I clearly installed like 2 to 3 times in my main PC. It was a horrible experience. Not my working PC, in the main in different PC which installed in the hard disk. It was a bad experience. When I installed the Zorin OS, I choose the Pro edition, the core edition, and the light edition. I tried every editions. It was pretty good. There was no issues. There's no crashes or errors like that, like the Deepin Linux. So that's the reason I always recommended the Zorin OS. There is nothing sponsored, or they are not anything closer or friends like to me. So it's clearly my opinion. So it will be different for you. Maybe you should be facing some issues with the Zorin OS, and Deepin Linux should be good for you. It's clearly a point of view for some people. So you need to understand this. You don't need to. Most of my viewers really hate the Deepin Linux like me. So I don't think someone will post a comment against the Zorin OS or against me. I don't have any problem. If you want to give your opinion, I don't have any problem with that. My channel is not against any racist or anything like that. It's clearly not going to happen in my channel. So you can provide your opinions in my comment section. I don't have any problem. You can give support for Deepin Linux or support for the Zorin OS. It's clearly up to you. So it's my point of view. I really hate the Deepin Linux, and I'm going to clearly recommend Zorin OS over the Deepin Linux. I'm going to do that. If my viewers ask Deepin Linux or Zorin OS, here is the answer. I already said Zorin OS always. So it's clearly up to you. So that's the reason I answered this, because most of my viewers ask always why the issue. So here is the issue. I don't know. I'm not going to go through all these things. I experienced the issues in the Deepin Linux while installed on my hard disk. So it's always the Zorin OS from me. I'm going to recommend Zorin OS. So that's my opinion. It will be different for you. No problem. So let's get back to the task manager and see what is going on. So this is the system resources right now. I think we opened every app, I guess. So after opening a few apps, this is the system resources. Let's get to the about info and end the video. The version is 7.5.5.2 already mentioned. And if you want the education edition of a Zorin OS 16.3, just wait for tomorrow. There will be a video right tomorrow. So the document scanner version is a 3.36.3. Disk usage analyzer 3.34.0. Let's close this thing also. Zorin Connect. You can do this by connecting. So I'm not going to go through all these things because you don't want to see anything. Zorin OS 53, that's the version you need to know. You can scan your device, you can add your device, you can go through all these things. It's clearly up to you. Let's close this. Here is the updater. We are running the 16.3 and we don't get any updates. That's the reason. So you can customize this thing. 16.3 was released like a few hours ago and we already made a content on it. So you don't get any updates. That's basic knowledge here. Let's close this thing. About Rhythm Box 3.4.4. Awesome. Media player, you don't get version. You can check the version in the software manager. Image viewer 3.36.3 or 36.3. Text editor 3.36.2. Let's type in something like my channel URL. Why not my channel URL? youtube.com/9to5linux is my channel URL. I'll be posting 2 videos daily. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. This is the version. Let's close it. And we already saw the version 1.15.2, so no need to check the version. File manager. It is pleasing in the look. Zorin OS is very much pleasing to eyes. The version is 3.36.3. Here is a software manager or the app store, whatever you want to call it. It's clearly up to you. Installed apps will be right here, and you don't get any updates because it was just released a few hours ago, so I don't think there will be any updates. You can check it here. You need to wait for a while here, so that's the reason I'm going to close this. So I think we covered almost everything, and it's time to end the video, I guess. So this is the system resources after opening and using all the apps, almost like a 20 to 30 minutes. I'm not going to trim or speed up in the editing process of the video. I'm going to keep it same. I'm just going to add tracks and something like that. I'm not going to trim anything. Just 2 or 3 seconds, because there will be a recording screen. That's the reason I'm going to trim that thing, like a 2-3 seconds. That's it. I'm not going to trim anything or speed up anything here. So you'll be getting almost complete 70 to 80% of a raw video. So right now these are all the system resources, these are all the processes running. So let's end the video. So again, if you want to check out the light edition already made, you can check it out after watching this video. And if you're listening right now, it will be like an end of the video. So after watching this video, watch that video. And for the education video, just wait for tomorrow. I'll be making that too. And if you ask me pro edition, so I already made a pro edition. I don't think I'll be making a pro edition version, and I don't want to also. So that's the reason I'll be making education version the last of Zorin 16.3. So again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. It helps make a good content for you. Other than that, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out. Let's check the login screen or a logout screen and end the video. I think there will be like a login, I guess, in the Zorin OS. I really don't remember because I'll be making 2 videos of a different Linux system every day, so it's pretty much hard. And my main operating system is a Windows 11. If you ask why, because some software things and some games, some of the things I want in Windows 11, that's the reason I'm running a Windows 11. There is no hate or anything like that. For my usage, for my options which I need is only available in the Windows 11. That's the reason I'm going with the Windows 11. So this is the login screen or logout screen. If you click on live, this is an automatic password. There is no need to type in any password. Just need to click on, and you will be logged in the Zorin OS. So no need to worry about the password. Only if you install it on your main PC or a virtual disk, whatever you choose installation process, you should be given like a password and username. So that will change. So let's end the video. Let's meet tomorrow. Peace out.